Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're actually going to do another car washing video, but the point of this one is going to be, showing my my method of how I keep the black paint on this truck, shining and stuff. Because the thing is that, black paint on vehicles, I mean, it looks really good when it's clean, but at the same time, it's very hard to keep it clean. And, I've experimented with, all kinds of methods and stuff on, like, different ways to wash this, the paint and everything. And, I've come up with my own method, and, I've even had professional car detailers, give me advice as well and stuff, and where it's actually helped out a lot. So, some of this is, advice that I've taken from, professional car detailers and stuff. And, obviously, but right now, I mean, yeah, there are some water spots because it has rained a couple times. I mean, I washed this thing a week ago, and, the thing is that it's ceramic coated. So, basically what I do is I do touchless washes with this truck. Well, I mean, it's not fully touchless because, when drying it, I still use towels and stuff, but because I always add a layer of ceramic coat to it every time after I'm done washing it, and it pretty much just keeps it clean. And with the help of a power washer, it pretty much just cleans it right up, but I still use soap. But I'm gonna go over everything that I'm gonna use in this video. So for starters, we're gonna use a power washer with the 40-degree tip on it, and that's the spray pattern of it, and that's how we're gonna start. But obviously that's not all I'm gonna be using. And because I'm using a power washer, I'm also gonna be using a foam cannon because it hooks right up to the power washer. And as far as what I have in the foam cannon, it's just 100% car soap. There's no water that's diluted it or anything. And most people would think like that's wasteful, but you have this knob right here that that dictates how much water and soap goes through it. So like, for example, like when you have it all the way at the plus, it almost only sprays water, but then when you have it all the way at the minus, it sprays out the most amount of solution. So we're gonna have it like somewhere in the middle. The reason why I do it like that is because it's in that way, I end up only using like probably not even half of this, and then I could just keep it and store it and then just use it for the next wash, and then I don't have to worry about refilling it. And then this is the kind of car soap that we're using. It's Chemical Guys Sticky Snowball soap. I mean, this stuff is really good. I mean, yeah, it's extra thick Mega Suds. Sorry, my camera's not focusing or anything. But yeah, that's the kind of soap that we're gonna be using. And when everything's done, this is what we're gonna use to ceramic coat it with. It's called Beat It Up. It's, like I said, it's ceramic coat, and you put it in a spray bottle, and you can either spray it on a microfiber towel, or you could spray it directly onto the paint, and then just you buff it off. And then but the only problem with this stuff, I mean, it's the cheapest ceramic coat that 3D Detailing sells, but at the same time it only lasts for a few weeks, so that's why it's cheap. But at the same time, for my situation, it works perfect, because since I do touchless washes every week, it works perfect, because it keeps the truck as clean as possible. And I'm able to just use the power washer to just blast away all the dirt, and then use the soap to get rid of the excess, and then just spray it off again. And then this stuff will repel all the dirt and all the water and stuff, so it works perfectly. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about towels. So this towel, this Ultra Plush microfiber towel, this is what we're going to use to dry the truck when we're done washing it. And then this is what we're going to use to apply the ceramic coating. And one thing I do want to talk about now, don't worry, these we're not going to use because these are towels I used last week. So, you know, they're ready for the wash anyways. But how I wash these is, you know, I use cold water, and then to dry them, I just put them in the dryer and I use air only. But if you don't have it, just use low heat, or better yet, you could actually just hang them on a drying rack and let them sit overnight. Just bottom line, try not to use heat when drying these, and don't use warm or hot water when washing them, because the problem is that these fibers in the towel, they'll get bunged up and the towel won't work nearly as good as what it used to. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people think that these towels are one-time use and then they're done, but that's not true at all. You can wash these using cold water and no heat, and they'll still last a really long time. I mean, this is a really good towel, so just take care of it and it'll last you a really long time. But with that being said, we're just gonna get right to it. All right, so we're starting by just spraying the truck off with the power washer like normal. But what I want to show you guys is how well this ceramic coat stuff actually works. So obviously, as you can see, it might be hard to tell, but it's actually repelling a lot of the water off. And, you know, it just leaves that nice deep mirror shine to it and everything. So that's why that we're doing this, just to maintain the shininess and everything, and to keep it clean. It's not that the truck is dirty or anything, but we're just doing this to keep it clean. So I'm gonna spray the rest of this truck off, and then we're gonna get right to foaming it down. Alright, so I've got the foam cannon hooked up to the power washer wand. So now we're just going to start foaming the truck down. Alright, well, I've officially foamed down the entire truck. Yeah, a little bit of this soap goes a long way, because as you can see, I mean, I hardly used any of it, and I was able to foam down this entire truck with less than 100 milliliters of the stuff. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, all the soap, it's just doing what its job at just removing all the dirt and everything. And it's just going down the driveway. We're not going to focus on washing the wheels or anything, because what I'm planning on doing at some point, like maybe within like a month or two, I'm probably just going to remove each wheel one by one, so that way like I can get behind the spokes and then like ceramic coat that stuff using the Hydro Slick stuff that Chemical Guys sells, that is way more expensive, but it lasts about 6 months, so it'll last the entire winter season. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse the truck off, and then we'll move on to drying the truck off. Okay, so now that the truck is completely rinsed off, we're gonna use this plush microfiber towel to dry the paint. And yes, I already shook this off a few times just to make sure that any kind of dirt and stuff that might have gotten into it while it was sitting is completely gone. And if there's any tags on this, you want to make sure to remove them right away. But with that being said, you know, obviously all you got to do is just dry the vehicle like this. And since it's deep plush microfiber towel, you know, you don't have to worry about any leftover dirt that's on the paint, like if it's going to scratch it or anything like that. And there you go. As you can see, well, I mean, it might be hard to tell because, you know, because of the water streaks and stuff that are on the paint. But yeah, it's already is looking real good, and we haven't even ceramic coated it yet. So I'm gonna work on getting this truck completely dried, and then we're gonna move on to the whole ceramic coating step. Okay, so now the truck is completely dried off. So now we're gonna start and ceramic coating it. So one thing I do want to mention is when using this stuff, you can actually ceramic coat stuff, like even the plastic trim like here, and then this rubber piece right here, and then, you know, obviously the plastic right here, and then the plastic that I have on this, like these fake hood vents. You know, you can ceramic coat all that stuff, even the headlight and the tail light lenses and stuff. You can ceramic coat literally everything using the beaded up stuff. And obviously, like I said before, we're gonna use this microfiber towel, and like before, I shook it out. So I want to just give a quick demonstration on using this stuff. So yeah, you can just spray it on your paint like normal. I'm actually, as you can see, I'm making sure to get even the plastic trim and stuff too, and then the tail light. And now we'll start wiping it off. And then make sure to try and pick a direction to move the towel in and stick with that direction. Obviously, most detailers know this, but the reason why you want to try and do that is in case, if God forbid, there's still dirt on the paint, you know, at least the scratches are only going to go in one direction, and it'll be easier to remove them. So just keep that in mind. But I'm going to go ahead and start doing the rest of the truck, and already, as you can tell, it's completely nice and clean, and it doesn't take much to move your finger along. It's nice and smooth. Alright, so we're officially all done with washing and ceramic coating the truck. I'd say it definitely turned out really good. I'm just glad that, you know, now the paint has a fresh layer of ceramic coat on it, so it'll at least protect it. And unfortunately, with like the plastic and rubber and stuff, you know, it's not going to make it look brand new, but, you know, just like the paint, you know, it'll at least protect it, so, you know, it won't like dry rot or anything, and it'll obviously make it easier to clean next time you wash it. Now, if you're gonna, you know, go like 2 weeks or longer without washing your vehicle, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing what I just did. You know, use a wash mitt after you foam the vehicle down, and then use the 2-bucket method, where, you know, you use a grit guard and stuff in the, you know, in both buckets. But, you know, since I wash my truck every week, that's why you know, I always just use this method, where I just do a touchless wash, and then where I just rinse the soap off, and then because that's why I have no problem, you know, rubbing a microfiber towel onto the paint, because the fact that the ceramic coat will make sure to get rid of all of the dirt and everything, because it just repels it right off and stuff. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's any questions that you guys might have that I didn't cover in this video, feel free to leave a comment below. But otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you in the next one.